best intro to Fort Road Fed was through a board member, through Wendy, in helping me to get more involved, specifically with some of the events.
So I first learned about Fort Road Federation when I started dating my future husband, and I was invited into a Fort Road Federation annual meeting at Summit. And once you attend one of our annual meetings, there really is no going back, seriously.
So I was working at the city of St. Paul before I moved to the neighborhood, and Fort Road Fed was legendary at that point. Absolutely a vocal organization at City Hall and with elected officials on the priorities of the neighborhood.
I was actually involved with my district council when I lived in Hamlin Midway, and I volunteered in their land use and transportation committee because I was interested in shaping bicycle and pedestrian projects in my neighborhood. And so then when I moved, I said, well, I want to get involved with the Fort Road Federation, which I knew was my district council. I knew was a district council for the same reasons that I had been involved over in Hamlin Midway. But then I found out there weren't any committees at the time. And so I had to join the board. So that's what I did. And so anyways, we have committees now. So if you don't want to make a board commitment, there's lots of ways to be involved.
Felt really comfortable to come and volunteer to serve here on the Fort Road Federation, because it addressed issues that personally involved me, and there were people involved who I'm proud to serve with.
I grew up knowing about the Fort Road Federation because my dad served as president, and my parents were amongst the kind of an almost initial crew that moved into Irvine Park. And then my involvement was really sparked by just realizing how much I really liked this neighborhood. I'd kind of fled Minnesota for a while and returned, and didn't ever expect to live on West 7th, thought I didn't like West 7th, moved to the Schmidt Artist Lofts and really fell in love with the neighborhood. And so I wanted to be a part of making it into best it can be.
The board is extremely diverse in background, age, interests, and it's a very safe space to have a point of view and to not be afraid of maybe not having experience on talking about building height variances or certain regulations before the city.
Hot bar, clearly.
I agree. I'll broaden it out from the spot.
There's a lot of magic at the spot.
I think the magic happens in just visiting all of the local businesses, whether it's the Spot or Cooper's or Liquor Barrel or Keg and Case, Bad Weather, St. Vincent's, Claddagh. I mean, to visit all of the local shops and restaurants and businesses we have.
Walking the dog, I get to meet people, and as I get to meet people, they don't care about me that much, but they all like my dog. And so it's a great way to come to know folks and have a certain attachment to them.
I'm all about good governance and having like policies, frameworks, bylaws. Like I like a good policy. Is how do we be a strong organization financially, organizationally, something that, when we are off the board, that this is still an organization that can be serving the neighborhood well.
Greater representation is really important to me. Just being able to reach out to more members of the community and really hearing what they have to say, what's important to them. As someone who's been in this community for 31 years, I feel like really passionate about maintaining the aspects of this community that are unique to it.
The board always wants to be like the first best source for the neighborhood. I think it wants to be the first thing a neighbor thinks of when they have a question. I think that's always the goal, to share and connect and promote, absolutely. But we have a a very important responsibility to respond to big decisions in St. Paul happening around us.
I live in a snake house. It's like 2 weeks of just like snakes everywhere. So it's real.
You know how to sell a neighborhood.
I do, right? Like it's for real. But we have no mice,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's like there's benefits. We don't have any mice.
And it's funny, we have mice this year, but we didn't have snakes. So I was kind of hoping for the snakes. Well, we can't leave this without talking like the white squirrel. And I don't know how that got started, but the white squirrel, and now we're going to have the actual business that's painted black called the white squirrel.
Kevin is the OG squirrel.
Kevin's lineage. I have this inkling of a story that early West 7th days that kids used to sled down the street near like where Irvine Park is, and then down onto Shepherd.
Tunnels, I mean, all of the tunnels to the breweries, you know, that connected during Prohibition and all the hideouts and all that stuff, and throw in there sewers, you know, like sewers, I just think is right up our alley with snakes and squirrels and the other things that make us special.
Let's put a cap on that.